Hey, I watched the YouTube video that I made and I realized that I didn't explain feeling to the way to where anyone could understand what I was talking about. So I'm going to try to be more specific and maybe even redundant just to make sure that people understand. Because during the filming of it, I was thinking, I'm making perfect sense. And then I watched it back and I realized, oh, wow, I don't think anyone would really understand what I was talking about unless they've had my lived experience with that. So, anyway, basically, what I'm going to describe is emotions and think inside out, right? And I think there are four base emotions. You have feeling, sorry, not feeling. You have sadness, you have uh, fear, you have anger, you have joy, and you have laughter. Sorry, five. My bad. Laughter should be because happiness. Sorry, joy and humor. I'm sorry. Maybe I messed up. Sorry. Inside Out is in the concept, not like specifically the characters. This is my own kind of thoughts on this. That is, honestly, it was inspired kind of by that movie of, okay, what is the philosophy of emotions? Like, what are the base emotions, right? If everything, because I like the idea of it being a mixture, right, of joy and sadness. Like they're colors, right? Like five starter colors that you have that then paint something, right, in your emotions, right? That affects your experience, right? In a real way. Sadness, anger, fear, humor, and joy. No, I don't think so. I don't think joy. Joy just feels like happy. Happy is a feeling. I don't believe it's an emotion. Um, and I don't really know what happiness is because I haven't felt happiness yet. I'm on my way there. I have a theory that I read from a read it. Well, I did read it a little bit, but mainly heard on YouTube from a doctor, a happiness doctor, and I was like, you know what? That's a good goal to shoot for to see if that'll make me happy. I believe it will. Uh, so you have fear, anger, sadness, and humor. I think those are the four base. No, there's more. Those are the four base ones that I'm going to go with for now. Well, let me just think through the movie. In the beginning, over the red angry guy, the boomer, and you had he was too good to be a boomer. Probably old Gen Xer, mid Gen Xer. Then you had joy, sadness, the green one, fear, and there's the fifth one, sadness. That's it. Yeah, so I disagree with joy being an emotion. I would say that's humor, and she was very laughy, right? But there's more than that. There's something that positive, like sadness, and then you have a positive emotion. But it's not just happiness. You have sadness and then happiness. I believe happiness is very tactile on the skin, as I was explaining. And you're probably wondering, you haven't gotten into feeling yet. Well, that's because I feel like expressing the difference in my philosophy between emotions and feeling is very important. So I don't get confused. Also, I want to talk about this right now, and it's my channel, so I get to talk about it. Maybe I'll change it to emotions if I continue talking about it. I don't know. I shall find out. I'll know by the time, you're watching this, of course, past time. Yeah, so that's good for now, those four. The other ones, dude, in the second movie, those were all feelings, in my opinion. The new ones that came in. Or just experiences, like psychological effects, like the one lady, old lady who is nostalgia. To me, that's a psychological effect. It's not a feeling or an emotion. But anyway, emotions, and it's inside of you. That's the only inside out, right? The only way I can describe it is emotions are inside of you, feelings are external, and they feel like there's a real, and I hate the clinicalness of this term. I wish that we had more, like, I wish that saying the word for pain receptors or something like that was more like the word odyssey. Like, I like the word odyssey, maybe a little bit more happy or adventurous. Um, I get happiness as a feeling, but you understand what I'm trying to say. No need to be anal about it. By the way, I'm fucking with you when I say that. I think it's funny because I'm anal with things strategically. It's because I'm right. I get to do that in my philosophy because, there's time to be anal and there's times to, uh, there's times to, this gets the point across, right? He's saying happiness there, even though technically that's not correct, gets the point across because I'm talking off of my head. So basically, you have feeling, right? I think I'm going to make 100 of these and see what happens. 100, 10 minutes each. Let's see what happens. Can I get a following? I'm curious. Let's see. So, feeling is tactile on the skin. Very, honestly, getting the definition across, the definition in my head, in my imagination, that I want to be in your imagination, so you understand the concept that I'm talking about. I believe that using these clinical terms is a good dichotomy because emotions, I feel like, are more esoteric, right? Whereas feeling, we have clinical words for them, which I wish that wasn't the case. It should all be words like odyssey. There's a sense of adventure in it. And hope in it, even. Not even hope in the word odyssey. You need odyssey to have a hope kind of vibe in it. But basically, I would say hope is I would say it's a psychological effect. And and then that's the issue. That's a clinical term, right? But there's something real in that, that there's probably just a word that we don't have to describe that hopefully I'll invent one day when I think of hope as a psychological effect that we feel. Sorry, no. Just a psychological, it's like a third experience, right? Emotion has an experience. I haven't thought of the nature of it. Feeling the nature is tactile, right? I feel like because we're very primal in our feelings, so we're very primal creatures in general, where we're just focusing on what we're doing day to day and not necessarily processing anything except the physical pain receptors or pleasure receptors or somewhere in the middle that you have, right? But basically, feeling is like feeling wet or feeling happy, which I can't explain that, or feeling hurt. I would say hurt is a feeling. Pain is a feeling. I would say love is, I would say, a feeling. That intuitive feels right, not a psychological. Like I would say, it's a feeling. Love, like that one and only love that you have for one person. You know what I'm talking about? Where you just are obsessed with that one person for however long until it goes away. Then you find someone else, or then you find someone else in a way. And your feelings, right? Your skin, or the creepy crawl, feeling creepy. Like when you find a person, you're like, that's a fucking creep. Like you get the creepy crawlies on your skin. That's a feeling. I would say that we are an anti-feeling culture, and not in it, we hurt people all of the time, and it causes us to suppress our emotions. We talk about unsuppressing our emotions when it comes to like clinical healing, but we don't talk about reversing our feeling from feeling pain and then assuming whenever someone comes in that, like, for example, one of them is if a door slams. I know people who were not psychologically abused to where people would slam doors just to cause them fear, right? Not fear. Well, it causes fear whenever you interpret it in the feeling that way, and individually too. I'm thinking off the top of my head with this. I haven't thought all of this through. And then you have feeling. Coming up on 10 minutes here. That's my limit. For the YouTube algorithm. Don't want to give any more than I need to. But basically, trying to wrap this up in a way that makes sense. Hopefully I've explained that a little bit to where it's more helpful. I think I just need one sentence. It's really profound to have you think about to help. Looking at the door. Oh yeah, the door slamming. Sorry. You can feel pain from a door slam, but why would you? Especially if it's under 70 decibels, which is the thing that causes pain in your ears. Why would you? When people clap in a crowded movie theater, we feel like, oh, joy, happy, because we're clapping at the movie was so good. Why is that? It's because of the relationship we have with the person or the world that we know that it's wanting to harm us. We understand that subconsciously. Bye-bye.